And God.
And God. Yeah. That was pretty huge. And now the darkness is gone. So where do you go from there? I mean, how can you get bigger than God?
Other than cast somebody over 5'7" to play him. Just a thought.
That's
spitballing.
5'6¾".
No right.
You don't get bigger than God. This year we can't drop all that. So we're going to try to get back to basics a little bit. Tell little smaller stories because I don't know how you get bigger than God and tomorrow. So some good old-fashioned horror stories. We've set up the British Men of Letters. They'll be part of what we're doing. First part of the season, you know, we still got Lucifer out there, so there's a hunt for Lucifer. The guy that's replacing you, Mark. Just as an aside, at least once a week, Mark Shepard talks to either Andrew or myself and says, are you killing me yet?
It's a dream.
Yeah. One of these days we're going to say yes just to really make him squirm. Not yet.
Thank you.
But we can't wait. So it sounds like smaller stories this year, bringing it back to family. It's exciting. It's exciting stuff. I enjoyed your answer, Mr. Singer. My next question is for Jared. How are you, buddy?
Good, thanks, Rob.
Okay, so at the end of last season, left you in quite a pickle. You were, you were shot, and I only watched the scenes I'm in, so maybe I missed something. But are you dead?
So, as we saw, you missed the promo, yeah?
He had a call.
It was just on.
He had a
I had to do a quick thing.
Thankfully, Sam Winchester is alive.
You owe me $20.
I owe Rob $20.
Because he's not a lose Chester.
Again.
You know that bit?
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
That bit worked so well last year. I'm glad you liked that.
I figured I'd double up. Yeah, so Sam's alive, and we see a little bit of what happened to him. Thank you. I'm happy to be alive as well.
So, who was the woman who shot you, and why did she have a funny accent?
So we find out more about Lady Tony Bevel. She is a member of the Men of Letters, but the British Men of Letters. We find out more about the Men of Letters and their worldwide society, basically. And we'll learn more about what she wants and what they want for themselves and from Sam and Dean, for Sam and Dean in the episodes to come. But obviously, she and Sam didn't start off on the right foot. From the looks of things, from the promo, that you must have something really important going on.
I had a meet and greet with Richard.
Got it, yeah.
It's called Pokemon Go.
There's like a legendary Pokemon up here I just found. No, we see that they're not off to a great start.
Yeah, no, that is.
Why? What happens?
Blow torches and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Good times. Rich, why don't you take this one?
Jensen.
Present.
Present.
Family. It's always been a central issue in the show since day one, but you definitely see it coming back in big ways with the return of your mother. So, my question for you and for Jared: how are the boys going to respond to that big reveal? Because that is substantial to have that connection brought back to the show.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, it certainly changes a dynamic that we haven't, or presents itself with a dynamic that we haven't had in quite a while, or ever. The interesting thing is that when Mom left, Sam was a baby and Dean was
You're a baby.
child. You're a child. It's funny, Dean grew up, but Sam just got larger.
Larger than God, some might say.
Aww.
Well,
It's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. So I need you to be okay with it.
so there is, you know, the children that she knew are not, they're now men, and so that the relationship is kind of non-existent because there isn't one. And so it's gonna be an interesting situation of them trying to bridge that massive gap that occurred over the past 30-some years. But then it also brings into question, you know, how is she going to plug herself into their lives? Is that going to leave the brothers vulnerable? You know, for the longest time, that's really been the way to get to either one of them is, you know, you trap or you make one suffer and then the other one comes running. So now there's a kind of a third element in the mix that could potentially, you know, leave the guys vulnerable, and situations might arise because of that. I will say that just, you know, personally, it's great to have Samantha on set. She's a wonderful actress. So, you know, selfishly happy to have her back. I don't quite know where it's going to take the boys. That would be a question for the bosses here. But I'm excited to see what happens and for the journey to begin.
Well, I'd really love to get her perspective on this.
Samantha Smith, everybody! Hello, Samantha. San Diego, Samantha, San Diego.
Sam is both a wonderful actress and a good person, so her presence on the set of Supernatural has completely changed the dynamic, because there's no one that is either a good actor or a good person in the rest of the set.
I think it may have changed the balance on this stage panel.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird now.
So Samantha, to you, family, you're meeting the boys, you're re-encountering your sons, you didn't know their fate. This is a strange journey for Mary, I would assume.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider. Being dead, you know, now alive, with a big gap in the middle. My sons are now older and taller than I am. Yes.
Wow, and handsomer than Sam Smith?
No.
Are you
handsomer than we used to be, but she is obviously more beautiful than the both of us combined.
Yeah, damn right.
That didn't cost me that much to make him say that. But I've always loved Mary, and to be able to experience her from a whole different perspective is incredibly fun for me. And to not just be passing through as a ghost or something like that is actually really fun, just really interesting. It could go anywhere, so I'm having a good time with that.
You know what's fun to me? One of the things that Supernatural has been so uniquely able to do is to really explore both sides of the equation, whatever the equation might be. And one of the things we deal with a lot is family, obviously. We've had the wonderful Bob Singer say family don't end with blood. We've had additional members of the family who are neither human nor blood related. And so it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how somebody who is our blood, 100% our blood, we've got a half brother, we've got our father for a little bit, but she's our mother, legitimately. So she's related, but we find out more about what family means and how you become family. And it's not necessarily just blood. A lot of times it's pain, it's triumphs, it's everything in between. And so I think exploring that dynamic between two brothers, but now two sons again. And not sons, you know, Sam always had an issue with John. For obvious reasons probably, but he dealt with it, and Dean had a different relationship. But now Sam and Dean with their mother are kind of starting anew. So it's a really it's like finding out you had a half brother or something you never knew, which I guess we did. So, yeah, 6 seasons ago.
You're gonna have a hard time.
7 seasons ago. Sorry, it's been a
You're
while.
gonna have a hard time drawing a scenario that hasn't been
Exactly.
visited
Like
right
finding out you're best friends with an angel. No.
So it's going to be fun to explore that dynamic about does blood make you family, or is it more than just sharing the same DNA?
Right. So Andrew, like follow up to you on that. Like this is you're steering the ship this year, and obviously family is super important in this year's storylines, and even the core elements of family, because you're whittling it down to its most pure form when you're talking about mothers and sons.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at how Sammy needs to experience their mother, she's been mythologized to them. Like, Dean's memories of her are spotty at best. Sam's are essentially non-existent. So they're meeting someone who they've met in the past and who they have some knowledge of, but it's not someone they really know. And from Mary's point of view, she knows these are her sons. It's about reforging that connection. And we didn't want things to come in and be super easy. But also, she has a lot in common with Sam and Dean. She was a hunter. She was raised a hunter, exactly like they were. She walked away from it, exactly like Sam did. And as we kind of go through this part of the season, she'll be coming back into it. So it's interesting for her. It's also really interesting how Sam and Dean both respond to it. Because at the same time, what Jared and Jensen said, this is something they deeply want. But I think they, more than anybody else, understand that family can be a vulnerability. And so I think there's some protectiveness going on there too. So it's been a really fun thing to kind of play with, and then how she impacts other people as well. You know, somebody like Castiel, for example. He knows how important Mary and the story of Mary has been in the origin story of Sam and Dean. So he has a very specific response to her and some really kind of very cool dynamic I think will show as it goes forward. So yeah, I mean, that was the core for us. That's been the core of the show, is to get back to family. And this is probably the closest we've gotten back to that since season 1.
Awesome.
Nisha, what about, so you've been awful quiet. What about, where does the, end of last season, Lucifer was finally exorcised from your body. The Lady of Litter cast you away. Where does season 12 find you?
Season 12 picks up with Cass. I think Cass kind of has, for a long time on the show, see how I started 4 different sentences there without actually saying
It's
it?
good, not a lot of people.
That was fun, actually. That's one of my strong suits.
6.
Cass is going to be doing a lot of that this season. It's a little teaser. It's going to be awesome. Kind of back to basics. Cass is back to a little bit of, I think, Cass from season 4. He's got his mojo back. Much of his mojo, not all of it. I think his wings are still broken. But he's angry, and he's fighting spirit, and he is after Lucifer. And now that Mary is back, he's also tattletaling a lot. A lot of scenes where Cass is like,
It almost reflects your actual personality then, angry and
we do that a lot on set too. Jared didn't hit his mark.
Misha's thinking the long pause here, guys. I don't think
Jared hit mom.
he's shy of his mark.
And so, yeah, how does Mary being back affect Cass? Is that going to play out?
I think it's yes, it is going to play out. Well, we're having. I think that there's an interesting little dynamic between the two of us, because in a way we're outsiders, and we are, I think, sharing something in that. And I keep on.
Wait, what? Dude, he's hitting on your mom.
Good luck calling him dad. Your mother.
I call him dad?
Anyways. Cass is hitting on Mary.
And what about your family? Are we going to see any of your family? Your daughter?
Vicky, West.
My children. They're now working as crew members on the show. Nepotism.
You know what? Earlier I ran into an old friend who wanted to ask a question. Yeah, I wanted to.
Uh-oh.
I said he could. And
Whoever could it be, Rob?
hello, What are you dressed as?
Oh yeah, you like this? You like my new accessory? Guess who I am?
A pit bull?
Nope.
Rapping sensation Pitbull?
That doesn't make any sense.
Lead singer of Judas Priest?
Close, but no cigar.
My pastor?
No!
Who?
I'm Mark Shepard from episode 1115 Beyond the Mat.
That's right.
The one where he becomes Misha's Beach. And look, I can make this joke. Me and Mark are bros. We're thick as thieves. So Mark, a quick question. The licking of the floor bit. Licking of the floor. The licking of the floor bit. You was in the episode, damn it.
When you lick the floor.
Oh my accent.
Bob
That
Andrews.
makes you a hamstress.
Kill me now, please.
Here's a quick question. The licking of the floor. Improv? Or did you make it up on the spot?
This is what I go through day in, day out.
Hey,
I was an actor. I was really happy. I was working quite a lot. They bring me in. This is what they do to me. They've done this to me for 8 seasons.
Mark,